7 p.m. In attendance are all three board members, myself, Deborah Atkins, Tommy Wilson, Sandy
Childers.
Childers, our attorney, Roy Travis, and our treasurer, Jack Trevelyan. Let's all stand.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Just before we get started, I just want to say that I am going to excuse myself from this meeting, as I've only been provided with one documentation for this meeting, and that was the adjustments for the utility board. So I have personally not had any time to read over any documentation, so I will not be voting on anything in this meeting other than I could take a vote on the adjustment. So I am going to excuse myself from this meeting as I'm not being kept informed to be able to properly serve this town and community to make an informative decision on anything that's going to be voted on tonight. So I'm going to excuse myself from this meeting, and just as a public notice, I would like to have things as we put an ordinance into effect. I can't remember if it was last year or the year before, to receive all important documents at least 72 hours before this meeting, so we can have proper timing. As I work a full-time job, I do not have time to read stuff 2 hours or even 24 hours prior to a meeting starting. I just need a little more time to be able to read things. So I'm going to excuse myself from the meeting, and from here on out, could I please receive things in a timely manner as we have an ordinance or a policy, whatever it is, in effect, for me to be able to do my job properly. So I'm going to be leaving.
And with that being said, would you like to state when you sent out the minutes from last?
2 days, well, minutes were just sent out today. I was looking for that one, I didn't find it. But the financials were all sent out yesterday morning.
And
Everybody should have got those yesterday morning. All the
okay.
checks written, claims.
All right, and then at the executive session, the bids for the town hall construction were discussed and the prices were mentioned. The bids on the trucks.
So today and yesterday is not 72 hours prior to the meeting. So from here on out, I'm going to be getting them 3 days prior, as that is ordinance for policy states. That's right, not just, I'm not calling out anything, that's just as a whole and together, so I can properly read
All right.
beforehand. Thank you.
All right. So then we'll go through our emails and I will post when she was emailed everything. Because a lot of it has been sent out over the last 6 weeks to her. And except for the financials, and he sent those out within the last 2 days. But everything else was sent. And adjustments, I'm sure there's probably a date that they were sent, because it's got a date on here of January 2nd. So if anybody wants to verify that date, you're welcome to. So if she doesn't want to attend, I guess that's fine. So
Open to for public comment first, since that you're technically.
do you have the thing?
Yeah, I'll give it to you. So it's like for the water board, board meeting, we have one, request for comment from Beverly Watkins.
Hi,
Okay.
everybody. Member Hopkins, kind of new to hear that. And since we purchased a home in March, our water bill has averaged $35 a month. And then in December, it almost doubled. $90 less than doubling. And then in January, it's $56. It's just my husband and I. We don't pay for trash, we won't pay for sewer, just water. We're not using any more water than we did in the months prior. And we've even had Jeremy Cox there to look at the meter and make sure there was no leaks of any kind, which there were not. So I would like an explanation as to why my water bill has increased in that.
So it could be the read dates, if it was read, not read 30 days apart, or if it's read in 6-week increment rather than 4 weeks. Some of our meters are old and they have to be read. You actually have to drive out there and physically read it rather than drive by and do a radio read. And our 2 water people are here, so they can probably answer that question better than I can.
The old one, the modern.
Do you know the read dates on her meters? Was it read at 4 weeks or was it one of the rereads? You probably aren't able to tell.
Hers is actually read off to the thing, her neighbors didn't read. So I was out there one time and read the neighbors. And I just went and reread hers the other day. One day I come in, I was on her funeral. I come in and done my water test and I stopped up by there, I think it was Tuesday.
Following day, I think.
Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday, somewhere in there.
Your gallons, you have your.
No, sir, I just know our first bill, because I'm sure it's prorated for March, we weren't there the full entire month, so the first bill in April was like $25. And then it was like $34.57 for every month after that, something like that. And then I missed 1 month because my husband wrote a check. And then for November and October, it's $39. But then it went up to 61 in January, December, and 56 for January. And again, we're not using any more water than we ever use.
So one thing that happened with most, and I've been at this 12 years where I'm in, with you guys, we sit down and look at the bill. Usually what happens, 99% of all of our usually small upticks is either the toilet bowl, either the gasket around the toilet, or the flatboards a lot of times, or the float sticks. The best thing for us to do, if you come down to the office tomorrow.
I work full time.
Okay. Tell you what, let me have your name and number after the meeting. I'll have Jeremy.
Well, I'm not mistaken.
Okay, just come over, give me your name and
I
number.
got it.
And that way there, we'll pull your bill and then we'll see your gallon usage. If your gallons jumped up, that's when we'll hang it up.
Work consultants are being, which is the ones that use the less water. And the other toilet that was already there was the same.
Okay. A lot of times, a $5 platform, that's 90% of our things. What we have to find out is, do you have a slow leak going on?
30 seconds.
And that way there, we just got to take gallons, because the thing is, the bill is based on how many gallons you use. And that's all we got to find out. It'll be an easy fix. We'll figure that out.
And Jeremy will give you the
Yeah.
information.
We'll do that. We'll give you a call, let you know.
Okay,
All right, thank
thank
you.
you much.
And I get to be the bad guy, I'm keeping the time on the public council. So what I will do each month, for both the utility board, town board, and when we have it, safety board, for everybody who signs up for public comment, I'll be the guy that gets to be the bad guy and time keeping you. But I will also give this to Jack at the end of each meeting, since he's the official record keeper as clerk treasurer, so that he has these to include with the record for the town, so that there's a record of who signed up for public comment.
All right. Next is approval of minutes. Have the minutes from November and December that were sent out.
Yeah, December ones,
I got,
December special meeting,
yeah,
and then also have the December utility
okay.
meeting.
Motion to approve. Have you seen these? Have you had a chance to read them? You make a motion?
Yep.
No, you're gonna make a motion. Back here. Any discussion? Minutes from the executive session, December 9th, and the minutes from the utility board meeting, November 6th, are approved.
And also had a public hearing on the same one with the executive.
Okay. In the public hearing. And the financials, and were you able to look at the financials when you sent them out yesterday? And I did also. So we have adjustments. And these were sent out on January 2nd. And there's explanations for every adjustment that was made, if there was a leak, if there was a number off, if they were rereads. There's explanations put with each one. And if it was a repair, it was a repair. So we're approving them based on whether they were fixed, whether there was a commode leak, or what was going on. I'll make a motion to approve the adjustments, the allowances, accounts payable for the water and sewer. Second? I'm a second it. Any discussion? All right, or accept the accounts payable for water and sewer and the adjustments. It's the back to you. The very first thing on here that's done every January is a nomination of the officers, which would be a nomination for president of the board. So would you like to make a nomination?
Nominate you as president.
And with, I'll accept it. Any discussion? I'll remain board for the year 2026. HWC Engineering,
Yeah, just a few quick updates. As far as water, I've got some GIS mapping here that Zach asked me to pass on to the ball. I'll send it. It's a copy for the ball. As far as the US 150 storm drainage, I checked in with Ron Blackman. He's had some health issues. He's supposed to get back on that this coming week. Healing Avenue, we're waiting on a geotech report that's supposed to get this coming week. And, they tell me that the expectation is that the sinkhole that's on the adjacent property can be remediated. So that's good news. We'll know more when we get the report and look at the recommendations and can decide a course of action going forward. Pavement asset management. So the community crossings matching grant, happens now in July. I sent an email to board members with some, possibilities for, roads to pave. I need to run some estimates. So the next meeting we have before we have the next board meeting, I'll send you some costs, some estimated costs associated with that. So that you make an educated decision about what you want your match to be, and I can explain more about that if we, at the next board meeting. That's all.
and thank you for sending out. This is what he sent all of us on the pavement. The pavement asset management plan for 2025-26, and he sent an email explaining what he just said, and it was sent about a week ago. So that was received in our email a week ago. Next is Ramsey water update.
Here,
Now Mark's not here.
Mark had sent me an update yesterday in an email. So I'm gonna go ahead and read that out, verbatim. The board had asked me to reach out to Ramsey just to get a summary of the work that Ramsey was completing under the contract they had, under the, ARPA funds that we had. Below you will find a summary of previously billed work and work performed with invoice pending. Please contact me with any questions. Previously billed 305 valve GPS, 731 meter GPS, 167 hydrant GPS, 11 meter changeouts, 12 meter tests, 27 hours LSLI, 12 tier 1 L/C sample sites. Work performed and invoice pending. 0 valve GPS, 256 meter GPS, 0 hydrant GPS, 0 meter changeouts, 3 meter tests, 0 hours LSLI, 7 tier 1 L/C sample sites. Thanks. So I will forward this email to each of you so that you've got that in writing to review. And if there's any follow-up that the board needs me to send to Ramsey to clarify scope of any outstanding work, what the budget is remaining on that, you guys can let me know and I can follow up with Ramsey appropriately.
Yeah, I think the last bill he sent us, he had percentages of what was done and what was left to do.
And that was kind of the main question I had from this, was I was gonna ask, can you give me a breakdown of what percentage of the total project has been completed this represents?
Yeah, I think I emailed it to you after the last meeting.
Yeah, and Mark had given, I think when Mark was here in December, he verbally gave us an update on those numbers. I wasn't sure how the numbers in this email compared to that update he gave us in December, so that was what I was gonna follow up, just so we had apples and apples on that. Does this represent X percentage of the project with Y percentage outstanding, so that we're all on the same page?
Okay. And then had Marcus Burger sent you a new contract that was an amended contract from the one in December?
Let me find that. Marcus did provide a contract. So that was sent to me on Tuesday. It is an amended contract, very similar to the contract we had before. States that scope of services will be as listed in Schedule A. Town requirements and obligations to provide Ramsey Water and its authorized agents access to meter valves and hydrants where Ramsey Water is required to provide services under the terms of the agreement. Provide Ramsey Water and authorized agents access to all property and easements necessary to provide services under the agreement. Provide Ramsey Water with necessary measures associated with the meter change out services set forth. Payment for services is also listed in the exhibit of the schedule of services. Has a standard indemnification and other standard contractual terms in it. The exhibit that outlines that, so that you're clear on what is remaining under that schedule of services, $50 each for GPS location meters, valves and hydrants. $45 each for valve exercising, $45 each for meter change out with the the cost. $30 each for meter testing, $160 each for tier 1 lead and proper simple site confirmation, $80 each for cross connection control and backfill survey, and $160 per hour for lead service line inventory excavation. The estimates on each of those, 2,210 GPS location, 3,000 hydrants, 240 valve exercisings, 160 meter changeouts, 160 meter tests, 20 tier 1 LCSS confirmations, 50 cross connection and backflow surveys, and 440 hours remaining of lead service line inventory installation. With payment due each month on the 15 following service.
So Danny, do you know if that's what he's listing? Is that the stuff that's left to be done on the lead service line? You believe so? Okay.
And that was my understanding in my conversation with Mr. Berger, is that he was only listing what remained to be done, not the, like, so.
From start to finish.
It should just be what they're estimating they've got left to complete. And so I've reviewed the contract at this point in time, had a printer issue on the way here, so I wasn't able to print you a copy. What would be appropriate for the board to do, that's why I wanted to read it into the record for you and for the town's benefit. Would be appropriate for the board to vote to approve it and authorize formal execution of it. I can email it to you. You can print it at town hall and formally sign it. It calls for signature specifically by the clerk of the recorder, so it would be Jack that would be the officer executing.
All right. And I've got, I think the December invoice, so if we could.
Oh, I'm sorry, excuse me, it would be Debbie with Jack attesting to it, if I'm not mistaken.
All right. Let me see, that would be a weird contract.
Yeah. It helped if my phone doesn't stop scrolling. So again, I believe it'd be appropriate to entertain a motion to, if you want to enter that contract, to do so with authorization to sign it at town hall, with you authorized to sign it and Jack authorized to attest it.
I'll make a motion to move forward with signing the contract with Ramsey to finish their, ARPA funds. For the lead service line, for the meter turns, for the GIS. I'll go through and compare the numbers and make sure they match the ones from the last, bill that we got. And I'll make a motion for me to sign that outside of a meeting. Second.
Yep.
Any discussion? Motion made, motion carried. And how more water updates, Ryan and Jeremy? You have updates on or anything to do with our water?
Yeah, we'll go over a few things here. First they get a little mainstream around here, for everyone, you've seen all the mainstream messes.
Ryan, can you stand up and
Yeah,
talk real loud so we can get you?
We had 5 main breaks on the first 2 days, go along with them, so we dealt with mainstream there, hopefully they're done boring, so that'll clean up a little bit of town. I don't know how the rest of it's gonna go as far as getting everybody hooked up, but, getting them through and pushed out, hopefully they're, as far as the major boring, it's over with now, just doing up services. We had parts order from Wallers, I think we're waiting on the okay on them there.
Yes.
To get the shelves and everything put back to the parts that were needed and the parts that we used.
Mm-hmm.
Dimple and Dimple was really happy with them. I think Johnny got a chance and he can probably speak on them. I know we had to end up changing who our contractor was originally gonna be until we got there a couple late nights. And Jeremy got a really good job on that. We walked through there. Next week, I met with National Water. We want to go through all the booster stations. I went with Jeremy through. I think we've seen everything, but we need to get a handle on the age of the pumps, the motors. And we really need to start with the infrastructure of what we got there. Some of the stuff I seen looked like it had been touched in several years. So that'll be something there going for the future, kind of, especially our infrastructure in the water system. That's one thing we want to deal with. The lady over there with the Metron, the one thing about it, the Badger meters now work to the point where we've learned about the 15, 20-year mark on the Badger meters. So we're to the point here where you guys will stay with Badger and replace the system. I use Metron meters. I had a cell phone come down and with Germany, they have a cellular program that we got to vote for. You guys want to try it? If one thing it is, like what you got there, with the cellular program, it monitors every 5 minutes. So it would be something, your area is good for cellular, to use the cellular meter. What it would do, Jeremy could go in the mornings and he could have a file and it goes right on the computer there. Pull it up every morning, you hit one button, tells you who all got high usage, what's going on. He could, we had 2 leaks yesterday, large leaks, about 115,000 on one of them. This is the one thing about going forward with the cellulars, if that's what the board decides they want to go to, and go away from the AMR system to Badger. It's every day, somebody got leaks.
One thing I like about the American one as well too, you all can actually have an app on your laptop, computer at home. You can see your own usage that you're doing as well.
And
We can allow you to see what you're actually using yourself at home.
it'll work on your phone also, that's the other thing about it, you can use either your phone or laptop, either one, it'll send you alerts that the water's not shutting off. The technology's there, like I said, it's just something that as the board needs to look for, because you guys are in the end of your life, of what Badger's going to give you, and then we're going forward, which we'll go to the next bit. We collected the bacteria samples for December, went well, everything passed, we've done this month, we are now this week. We picked up the TTH and halicylic acids, that's you guys have to test quarterly for that. We have the sample kits here, so we'll be testing the first week of February for that. All that's been pretty smooth, transition went well there. Just a lot of stuff going on. Jeremy started his program with Alliance this week, so his training has started now. It's a 2-year program, and like I said, it's something that will allow for high university grants. It's really good for Jeremy, a chance to get an operator's license. So then that's the main thing, is for him to get his license one day, and when you have a certified operator, you can go from there.
Yep. No, you said that, we signed with Alliance, I think in December's meeting, and he got a grant of $56,000 for the first year that'll be paid to the town, so he'll be pretty much working for free. Because we got that grant, and they also paid for him a free laptop that is property of the town to do his training on. So I did apply for that and it was approved. You had given us, let me put glasses on. You went out and looked and saw everything that we didn't have for supplies. And gave me a list. The total is $11,268.54. I know you all made calls to multiple places and this was the lower bid. And the stuff that's on here is what matches our meters currently. We had 1 meter out the barn. How many meters did we have?
I had, after I changed that up, I had 2 that froze about, and after I had that, changed that out, I had 1 meter left on the shelf. Which Randy had some of ours that you're changing out, which I can borrow some, but I need to get them back to Mark, because I know y'all need to still change up the one that you've been working on.
So Ramsey does have some and they're changing out some of the meters that weren't reading.
They only did about 10, and there's very few to get.
So, and Ramsey's been working well with us to try to get everything switched over to where it's town run.
You also, I bought from another utility that was leaving back, told you water, we bought 150 bases and then Palmyra bought 50 more bases. So we cleaned them out and then I wouldn't like those next right now. We have 50 more bases on the shelf right now of the battery bases going forward for the winter.
Yeah, that's good because it's gonna be cold. So I'll make a motion to approve all there's a list of, and this was sent out January 12th. Nope, not January 12th. Do y'all remember when you gave me this bid? When did you all get the bid? Was it the end of December or beginning of January?
Week before last,
Week before last, so about 2 weeks ago, and all the board members got this. They forwarded it to all.
It's been a week and a half even.
Okay,
We've been,
so I'll make a motion to approve. Do you all want me to read everything on here? There's like 20 things. It's just for the water department. It's rings, clamps, some of the stuff, I don't even know what it is, gaskets, wire, and meter boxes that they need because we had no supplies. So I'll make a motion to approve the $11,268.54 to Waller's meters. Do I have a second?
Yes.
Any discussion? Okay, so that is approved if you'll let them know and get your supplies.
thank you.
Okay, next is bids on a new truck. We have 3 trucks. Do you have the information on our current trucks?
Current trucks we have now?
Yeah.
Trucks we got now, we got one that's O2 at 350 at one time dually. We just had like 50 all through $5,200 worth of work on it, or 54. Everything went well with it, it's working really well now. Still a good truck, but truck I drive, it's a 22 at 350, got about approximately 119,000. I got another 2012 Toyota, got 201,000 miles on it. And another 09 Toyota, and that's about 256,000 miles. Get it.
So our trucks are older and, before it breaks down and we don't have vehicles for them to work on stuff, we got bids on trucks. Jason, our sewer superintendent, went out. There are, did you go too, Jeremy?
I didn't get a chance to go with him.
All right.
He did send me some pictures of off and on, what he was looking.
They got bids from, they got some bids on Ford, F-150. They got them from John Jones, Jeff Weiler of Clarksville, another John Jones. There's another, 2 hours. And 3 John Jones. Or Jeff Weiler.
Yeah.
You wanna tell me some stuff about these trucks?
Well, we looked at 2 that would be beneficial to what we do. 2 of the trucks we got, 2 of them, both of them Toyota Tacomas, small pickups. Can't really haul nothing in them whatsoever. There's no space to haul nothing. So we got a quote on a 2026 F-250 4-wheel drive 4-door gas. It had no boxes, utility boxes, nothing. You're gonna have to add all that stuff to it. We got a bid on the 2024 2,500 Ram, which is a tradesman. It's got a flatbed on it. Already got utility boxes underneath of it. That 5th wheel hit, hopefully later on down the road that we can sometime Mark can invest in a mini excavator, something that we can do. I put in numerous water lines into these subdivisions and stuff. Hopefully maybe one of these days we can start fixing our own water lines. So me and Jason both talked about it. We both would highly recommend the 2024. It's still a brand new truck though, with that 6 mile on it, I think, because it's already got tool boxes, everything equipped with it. So besides the emergency lighting, I think Jason talked to you, told me about somebody on.
Something about it, yeah.
Yeah,
So I've got a couple 2024s.
The Dodge or the?
the Dodge 2024, yeah.
All right, so let's see what's this.
Was the Ford like that, the white one you got to drive, or is it a little,
The Dodge Ram
the
or,
Ford? That's the one that they looked at before, was it similar to the one they dropped in drive? The 250,
Yeah, it's similar to it, yeah, but it has no utility.
it has no utilities.
You're gonna spend another $5,000-6,000 just equipment,
so this one has the utility,
There's also, we got some trucks that we could take a bid and auction off if you want to do. I'm sure we could probably find enough stuff around here to have a live auction or have sealed bids on the trucks that we do have, either way.
yeah, that's the next thing on the agenda.
Okay.
Because they do have a lot of miles.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
All right, well, we'll make a motion to purchase the 2024 Ram
We got new ones tonight.
2500 Tradesman
We got into that truck, so we'll get to that.
from John Jones. Looks like it's an 8-cylinder, 8-speed. If any of y'all wanna look at it, you're welcome after the meeting. It's 55,638. No, make that motion. Second it. No. All right. I'll make a motion to approve it, move forward with it. So
With 2024, so,
the 24, Dodge Ram 2500 Tradesman.
okay,
Okay,
Gas or diesel?
Gas.
it's a gas.
Okay.
right, so you want that? Okay. And then next is,
So just to clarify your motion on that, so the record's clear on it, I mean, there are pretty much vehicles in the purchase, are you authorizing Ryan, or anybody else from the water utility to execute the documents necessary to finalize that purchase, or does that need to come to the town board for execution of all documents?
I usually just go and sign. I signed for the last truck. They just called me, told me when it was ready, and
That's what, I just want to make sure that, that was clear.
Yeah. So y'all will just let me know, let them know that we're gonna purchase it. We'll set up a date and somebody can ride down with me and drive it home.
Okay.
Right. All right. Next discussion, and we brought it up to you about posting some unused equipment for auction. And there's two different options for auction that you were talking about.
Live versus the online stuff you're talking about.
No, doing like, posting them and doing.
Sealed bids?
Seal.
Oh,
Or getting it
Oh,
out.
no, you're talking about if
Yeah.
live auction doing sealed versus doing a true
Yeah.
live
Yeah.
in person.
I don't know how much stuff we'll have.
Do I know how to live with
Yeah.
that? So you're gonna have one, two trucks for sure. That
Well,
need to
that
go.
one out of the
Yeah,
plant
that's
was
what-
underwater, that maybe you could sell that for parts, because that
Yeah, that's,
sat out there
Yeah.
forever,
Yeah.
never did anything with it.
Yeah.
Talking about the floor, that had a utility bed that was
Well, it's been out there forever.
Correct.
$1,600 in it, but then never did anything with it.
right. That had a great line with us, but also.
Oh, yeah, it was underwater.
Yeah.
I mean, if you could sell that for parts, getting parts now.
Yeah, I don't know. It's scrap. So, if I wasn't about that.
Yeah.
And then they, I think Jason had brought up some other things that were out there,
So
so.
there's some other things we can do, as far as scrap, you know, manure spreader. I mean, it would be so for scrap,
All right.
probably some scrap, whatever somebody scrap. Yeah.
I don't know why we have a manure. Unless it was for the drying beds out there. Maybe they spread manure over the drying bed
I
sometimes.
think at one time they had them drying beds. And at one time they could actually spread it on the fields. But it became to where there was too much metal, a pallet or something, they're getting into the soil for that. Put a
So
cabal.
I didn't stop that.
5 inch stop.
So, maybe by the February meeting, we can get a list together.
February, yeah, there we can have.
And then we can post it on the town website and Facebook, town Facebook website. And,
And as far as the manner, because that was the legal concern,
Right.
is what the manner was.
Right.
We're giving kind of broad corporate power to decide what we think is gonna get the most bang for our buck on it. So from a legal standpoint, if you think sealed bids gets you a better value, if you think public auction, if you think doing gov deals, whatever you think gets you the most. But there's not a legal inhibition to going forward with whatever you think is the best way to dispose of the unnecessary property at this point. So, you know, I think your idea is making sure everybody knows exactly what that property is. But as far as the mechanism, there's not a legal impediment. You can go with whichever one you think is gonna get the best return.
Becker just had that auction there board and.
okay, and this was discussed, the possible auction, stuff was discussed 2 weeks ago, and Tammy was aware of this because it was told to her in another meeting. So, I guess get that list together and then we'll get it listed and then we'll see how much an auctioneer will cost versus just,
Most your auctioneers would be like a 10%. They charge like a 10% higher premium. So if you got a $200 truck, by the time you pay the auctioneer, you really don't have a whole lot left in your pockets for the town you split off, you know.
all right,
Now, some auctioneers, they don't charge a buyer premium, but it's just,
We
you gotta be very
I
specific.
just want to do what's fair. I want to make sure everybody gets to see it, everybody gets to bid on it. And
I
that,
put a reserve on.
And they could-
Bring more.
yeah, and that the bids could be opened in a meeting. And that way,
Then if it didn't bring about the sealed bid and you put a reserve on it, then you could always, if you have much stuff left, you can always go and live that auction or just.
Yeah.
I mean, basically, it's at the end of the day, like, from a legal side, I don't have a lot of input here, because it's whatever you think is gonna get you the best return. The law is not gonna dictate a particular method here. It's, you basically got all the same powers of private entity you have here. What do you think is the best way?
how long do you think we should post it for?
I mean, I think, 20 or 30 days to make sure the public's got plenty of time to see everything, prospective buyers have got plenty of time. I think that's kind of commercially a reasonable amount of time. At least that, if you want to go longer, that's up to you, but that's kind of the bare minimum, just to make sure
All right.
in terms of public notice to everybody, and to potentially entice any buyers that are out there. And again, I don't know what all you're gonna have on the list. If you got something, I should take.
But when it's like that and go through, I think something that we could do is get it all in a line, in a file, get it on Facebook, have people knows about it, come out certain time of day, view it, whatever. They could put a sealed bid on it and be opened up, whatever, however you want to do it, that.
All right.
It's pretty much wide open to what you think is best, like the legal side of it came down to you've got broad corporate capital.
Okay.
So,
So we will, Jeremy, if you'll give me a list. We have a February meeting, February 3rd.
3 weeks from tonight.
Okay. We'll try to get stuff, I'll bring that list. We'll try to get stuff posted. And then maybe do bids in March. The last week in March before our March meeting.
Okay.
And that schedule might be skewed depending on the weather. Do you have any attorney comments for this meeting?
only thing I'll add for this meeting, did Ryan speak out?
No, he's back there, he's talking.
Ryan, I need to talk to you. We gotta finalize your contract, and I know you and I need to talk about how you want the term worded in there. You told me you kind of wanted it worded a certain way, and,
Yeah.
I just need to make sure I get that worded correctly for you so we can get that finalized.
Okay.
So I need to make a motion to be able to sign his contract outside of the meeting so we can get it signed.
Yes, that'd be the only thing, all the terms of that are kind of the stuff that has already been discussed before, is monthly salary. Obviously, you've got all the powers of water superintendent, there's certain statutory protections that come, that's another one of those positions that comes with certain statutory protections on top of it. But long and short of that is we'll put it in the contract, put it in the term that Ryan wants in there. It'll automatically renew at the end of those terms unless the town or Ryan says, no, we don't want to do this anymore. And I'll get that drafted up once Ryan and I are on the same page of exactly how he wants that language.
Okay,
And if you'll ever make a motion now, that could be, to where that contract can be executed outside the meeting.
okay. I'll make a motion to, get Ryan's contract signed outside of the meeting once you get done talking to him about it. Okay, any discussion? No. All right, motion made, motion carried. Anything else in this meeting? All right, utility board meeting is adjourned at, what is it, y'all? 6:40, 6:49. You wanna leave, Ken?
That'll be under town business.
Yeah, I'd be in the town.
Did I miss something? I don't remember any of that your nomination about if there's a new safety town or utility.
Town's up next, safety.
Oh, that was on this.
That was on the first.
Oh, that should technically not all be combined together. There was, town officer would be elected during the town board meeting, and there will not be a safety board meeting tonight.
We don't have a safety board yet. You have your-
Technically speaking, the town board is the safety board in towns in Indiana, but that, the notice that was posted at town hall did not include that we would be having a safety board meeting tonight, so under the public meetings law, we can't actually have the safety board meeting tonight.
So we'll have it in February.
Yeah, so they'll pick a
Okay,
date.
but our council is the safety board.
Yeah, but when it's acting that way, it has to do a notice of, hey, we're acting tonight as the safe, so there has to be a separate special notice saying, hey. we're
If
gonna-
we can also have to be advertised so many
Correct.
hours in advance.
Okay.
Correct.
And not again.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah, kind of the same as, there will also be utility board, but it's the same people, but they have to do a notice that says we're acting both as the town board and as the utility board. Same thing, it has to say we're acting as the safety board when we meet on such and such date, and the notice just didn't say anything about the safety board, so we can't go forward with anything safety board related tonight.
So then that's.
Gotcha.
So,
Okay, you ready? What time is it?
so just town board meeting.
6:15.
Okay. Gonna call, the town board meeting to order at 6:51 PM. In attendance is, myself, Deborah Atkins, Tommy Wilson, our attorney, Coy Travis, and Jack Pavilion. Are there any public comments about this agenda? Was anybody sign up? Coy?
There was not, let's see, just confirm one time. Nobody signed up for the public comments. I'm just gonna turn in a blank sheet so Jack got that first. For you.
Okay, and then we have accounts payable for the town, that was sent out,
Yesterday morning.
yes, yesterday morning. I'll make a motion to approve the accounts payable. Motion made, motion second, motion carried. What's this? One thing that is not in addition to this agenda is the new IT contract. Our nice IT person, he has got a full-time job now, and he is only gonna be available at certain times. So he has supplied us with a new contract to sign. Which is pretty general. I'm gonna let you look at it, Coy. It's basically changing the times on it. And I think you all discussed changing from Teams to a different,
Yeah, so tonight will be our last Teams meeting. YouTube has changed the better some of their processes, so it takes a little bit longer to get approved for like a live streaming one.
mhm.
So our next meeting will be a live stream on YouTube, which will be much easier. You can just click the link, go right to it. So viewers at home, you will be able to join in much easier. You won't have to supply your name. You don't need a YouTube account. We just click our link, you're in, after the meeting, it'll take a little bit of processing time. The meeting won't be available on YouTube, which I will link to the website as well if you'd like to. So you can subscribe and follow, or you just continue to like we have today.
Are we setting up, like a town Palmyra channel on YouTube for that to have those archives there?
Yes.
Perfect. You.
Yeah, so you can subscribe, so as soon as we schedule one, you'll get an alert, or you can just check the website whenever you're ready. However, any alert notification you want to receive.
And all of that is fully compliant with the revisions they made to, access to public meetings laws last year about us having to live stream and archive. And that's what a lot of smaller municipalities who don't just want to host their own meetings archive do, is they just create a YouTube channel and store it all that way.
Okay,
So in fact, with this, the credentials for the YouTube channel.
And I've reviewed the contract, no, legal issues with the contract.
okay. All right, I'll make a motion to sign the new contract for Eric Davis Data Technology. With the change of hours. Attorney's approval. Second, any discussion? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Can you sign on the top line as provider? And I sign on the bottom? Yeah, you sign right. No. We want to.
He would be the service provider. Yes.
All right, so let me sign it. Is there one sign in the wrong place?
So he has to do a very highly technical legal thing called drawing error with.
Been a long day.
You don't learn that.
All right, Mr. Primavera. This is Primavera for a zoning change for 14025 Green Street, representing Murphy Homes.
Yes, Jason Copperway with Primavera and Associates, 1000 Bell Lane, New Albany, Indiana. As you are aware, and actually maybe you're not, I don't know how many zone changes come through Palmyra, but at some point in the past, a town board delegated to the county to run your zoning, basically. And if you look on the zoning map here, this is the property that is outlined per the GIS. It's on the west side of 135 or Green Street, between Heiser and Catherine Streets. It's about 0.8 of an acre. Most of Palmyra is zoned R1, which allows basically 80-foot wide lots by 150-foot deep. In this particular case, there's a little bit of R3 just to the southwest of the site. What we're asking for is R3 with a single-family overlay, so it can only be single-family houses. But R3 allows you to go down to 50-foot wide lots instead of 80. We are actually had these drawn at 45, which would require a variance. So we think it's going to be at a minimum of 4 lots, and if we get the variance, it would be 5 lots. Typically, what the Plan Commission would like to see for a zone change within the town is acknowledgement that we appeared before you, and that in general, you're okay with it before they proceed. I think, I'm not 100% sure. Typically, a zone change in Harrison County would go to the commissioners for approval. I think this actually would come back to you once the Plan Commission makes a recommendation for you to approve because it's in your town limits.
That's fair.
So you're asking for 5 houses with,
A maximum of 5.
with 12 feet between these houses?
Correct. Yeah, building code would require a minimum of 10. So this is actually more than what the building code would require. But it's what the zoning code requires in the R3 zone.
And there's 20 feet at the rear of the house
Correct.
and 30 feet at the front.
That's correct.
So it's like shotgun houses.
There'll be more affordable housing. That's the goal. So you'd be narrower housing, yes. But an affordable house today though is probably 180 plus,
Right.
new
Yeah.
construction. So they're not cheap. They're just more affordable.
So what's this, the houses are 30 foot by 20 foot? Or where's the measurement on the housing?
He did not give me a footprint of the house. So the minimum would be 45 minus 12 would be 33, would be the minimum width. I'm guessing he'd be, 1,000 to 1,200 square feet on a house. The plan would be to access them from the alley behind, which is gravel, but no new driveways on 135.
Okay.
So these proposed buildings, they would access on the alley.
Alley.
User.
Correct.
So then we're gonna end up having to notify the state and make that a street.
It's already a platted alley.
So we would just have to change it from an alley to a street. And it's gravel, right?
Well, the houses wouldn't front on the alley.
The houses would still be fronted on Green Street.
They would front on,
right? So
that's correct.
So we wouldn't have to mean that the concern would be more of that really is their primary means of ingress and egress for parking and everything like that.
Right.
Then at that point in time, we're going to have potential maintenance runoff issues like that, and that's where they're driving right now based on the current condition of the alley.
I think that area water doesn't stand on that lot, any of those lots. So I don't think it would be, unless they took out a lot of dirt, I don't think there would be a flooding. Issue.
What below is that house, it's next to the field.
What kind of plan are you thinking of on the, see, obviously those are the dotted lines for the building, what kind of parking?
Typically they put a 2-car driveway in it, so 18 feet wide.
Concrete pad is with 2-car wide, give or take.
Concrete or asphalt, probably, yes.
Yeah. Is Wyman here? Yeah. Hey, Wyman, none of those lots ever flooded, did they?
Pardon me?
None of those lots ever flooded or water never stood?
Never had any issues.
Yeah, it didn't for us, so I didn't.
Never had any.
All right.
I didn't know that, is a gravel alley back there?
It is, it's a gravel alley and that alley, I think, do you know how wide it is? Can you put that on
I
here?
think they're usually platted at 12, either 12 or 15. The gravel is probably, 8 to 10.
Yeah.
I think there's a trailer back there that
Yeah,
accesses it
there's a
at.
trailer.
Only brings those 16 foot.
Are they?
Front or the back?
The back.
The back.
Right.
Driving back to the officially front door on the front for the drivers, will still be green.
Yeah.
So.
Mhm. That's. I'm fine with it. I'll make a motion to approve the 5 lots,
Up to, you could say up to 5.
up to 5 lots.
It really is more about the zone change. It's,
That you're acknowledging approval of
Approval.
the county.
So what I'll do is I'll give you a letter
great.
to take to the commissioners.
That'd be great.
You gotta take the vote first petition.
Yeah, yeah. I'll make a motion to move forward with rezoning, what's the legal address?
14025 Green Street.
14025 Green Street. For the housing, 5 houses to be built. So it's zoned, you said it's.
Right now it's R1 and we're requesting it to be R3 with a thing. We're asking for R3 with a single family overlay. That, the county's R3 zone would allow multifamily, but they have a single family overlay that would only allow single family. So that's what we're asking for. We're not trying to sneak in apartments or anything like
Change to R3, single family overlay.
with a single family overlay. Correct.
And again, this just needs to be a letter so that zoning knows it would be supportive of that at this point in time pending their approval. And then who's correct, it will come back to us for ultimate final approval. So that once zoning does all the hard work for us, right?
So once you get their approval, holler at me, and on our town website and on our front door of the town hall, or I can email you a copy of the next meetings, let me know.
Okay, great. So the zoning hearing is the first Thursday in February, which is, I don't know what day that is, but
So then, plan on March's meeting,
most likely, yes.
okay?
Same day as the meeting.
Yeah,
Probably.
yeah.
I think a meeting.
So I'll make a motion to approve the change to R3 single, with single family overlay, and I will get you a letter.
Great.
Yeah.
Second. Motion made, motion second, motion carried. I'll get you that letter. It'll probably be next week.
That'd be great.
Okay?
I just need it before the 5th. That's all.
Oh.
Yes. Plenty of time.
It will,
You can have it.
this?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Anybody that wants to look at this after the meeting, I'll have it laying where y'all can look at it.
I'll see you again in March.
All right.
Thank you.
I'll put you on. March 2026, okay. You already gave the update on the storm drains, the sewer plant, the fenced sewer plant. Storm drain, he's gonna hopefully have that ready, done in the next 2 weeks. And the fenced sewer plant is more than 50% done. The builder of the fence was in a bad accident and got thrown from a horse and had a collapsed lung, fractured back, a concussion, but he's back out there and working and hopes to have it done within the next 2 months. Mode treatment at town hall and the remodeling of town hall. There were some issues when people came in to pay their bill with spitting at the employees, throwing their bills and checks at the employees. There was even a police report made about one. And I guess more than one person was talked to about it. So to keep our employees safe, we had got a couple of bids for the area to be reconstructed. During that, we found a hole under one of the windows where there was one of the windows was leaking and got down in there and grew mold. So they're having to take out that area, clean out the mold, and redo that drywall too. So we have a bid to repaint all of that. The original bid to do it was $4,200. And then the mold removal was Serve Pro was the cheapest and it was $1,411.71. And then to paint and replace that drywall and actually paint the whole front office so everything matches, is $3,800 because it hadn't been painted since the building was built. So I'm asking, board to approve the $1,411.71 for Servpro for the mud removal and $4,200 for the construction of the barrier and the $3,800 for the painting of the whole office and the redrawing under the desk and the window. Rather motion to approve. I'll second that motion for all three of those amounts.
Already being done, like what they've already started.
Yes,
That's all included. That was emergency done.
it was emergency because
Gotcha.
there had to be, there had to be a
It's all
police
together.
report made over it. So we felt that the employees were in danger and move forward with it. So here's this. Oh, wait, I gave you, no, it's here. Okay. And then, oh, I have two updates. One on the Okra grant that we'd applied for. They only picked 10, applicants. We were not one of them. You had to score 350. We scored 316. Met with Okra and our, grant writer today, and we are reapplying in March. He told us what we needed to change to get it pushed through. It was a couple of letters, and some more pictures and some dates on the pictures that everybody had sent in of the flooding in town in March, flooding a few years ago, flooding when it rains. And some of the storm drain holes where we've had to repair those. So they just wanted some of the pictures dated and a few things changed, and our grant writer is going to do that and get that grant back in so that we can reapply for the planning grant and get that money to try to help do some repairs in town. And then the Boys and Girls Club, they have been working on their paperwork. I think they're minus the signature, the contracts for all that, the annexation has all been redone. It's just some signatures, and then hopefully they'll be at a hearing set for our next meeting. You want to update it? Yeah.
I'm Julie Norman, the president CEO from here.
I'll say we had an email from you. I didn't see it back. I'm sorry.
That's all right. I love when people respond by email. It makes it feel good.
So I've been studying.
No, it's okay. I appreciate that. So just where we are, our lawyer is revising the restated and amended petition. I want to thank Jack for sending us the ordinances. We got those Monday. The ordinance numbers will be in this next revision. I really need a timely response. Boy, if you can do that, because that's really slowing the process down. We want all parties to agree to everything, so I really need a timely response on that, and then we can move forward.
Let Mary Ann know, actually, here, let me just do this. I'm going to reply.
And she will take your email. She'll schedule a call,
Maybe-
she'll do Zoom or Teams.
Biggest problem, having a 2-week murder trial that starts on February 2nd. That's been eating a ton of my time here lately. It's like, I'm going to email to that chain right now that the sooner she can get that to me, the sooner it doesn't get caught up in the whirlwind that is filing.
She's working on it, but I need a timely response. This is an important project. It's important to the foundation. It's important to the Boys and Girls Club. I know it's important to this community. So we want to finish the process, but we have to follow all those steps required by the state for the annexation. I don't make those steps, but we have to follow them. So I just want to stress again the importance of timely response. If you need to hop on a call with our lawyer, that may solve a lot of these questions, Coy. So if you need to schedule that before you go to the big murder trial, that might be a thing to think about, but we do want to finish all the annexation.
I know I've reviewed the pre-draft she had before that were mostly just missing a couple of those things that she was waiting on Jack to get her, and that she been ready to go get signatures once she had those. And I
There's
told
some
her,
questions on what he said is based on what the previous attorney said about it being in the two ordinances.
gotcha, okay. I
So
will follow-
we need to unravel it, and a call might
I will follow.
pass with old school.
I will follow her to see if she can.
That'd be fantastic. And I know we all want to finish the process. We're committed to the process, but that would be super helpful.
And we see them out there doing the work, so
They are
they're,
working hard,
yep.
so appreciate it. Thank you all.
And our water guys have been out there and they've got contact people and our sewer guys been out there. We're trying to move forward.
Thank you.
Yeah, if you'll text me too, I can always reach out to you
And I'm
too.
gonna email all of you all and standing on everything. All you know.
Yeah, I've got
See me
several
in
emails.
box all the time.
Yeah, so when you get signatures, let me know and I'll put you on.
And like I said, not trying to offer that as an excuse, just as an explanation for
I
it.
understand. I'm sorry.
And so I'm emailing Mary Ann right now, just so we know, to see if she's got time Monday, with it being a holiday and the courthouse being closed. That means the courthouse doesn't have a patent on all of my time on Monday. I'm gonna see if she's got time to get on the phone and see if we can straighten everything out.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I have,
Ask a question for a second.
yes.
Yes,
Do you have the blueprint on the water part of that down there? If it-
we've submitted everything to the town.
I've got it on my
So we
desk.
should have all that, you have access to
Okay.
that. And our builder's Jeff Sharman, Construction Management, you met Jeff, and we're going to work on the project, so. Lose the town has all that.
Okay,
I've got a stack of plans.
okay, thank you.
I'll get them
Thank
to
you.
you. And I'll get all the contact information that I have for everybody working.
Well, we're just curious, I know some like big places like that, they want you to put in a box for your car.
I'll get it off there and then you can reach out to Sharon.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, I got your cell phone numbers too, so I'll get those to you.
Okay.
All right. Boy. You didn't mean to set that?
We can't, because that has to be the safety group, so that.
Okay, so it'll be the next.
So what you need to do is we want you to notice a safety board meeting at some point, probably next week.
Monday or
Make sure
Tuesday
that
is
we
what I have free.
Make sure we notice it properly, comply with the statute, and then that way we, get that set in the time period that that's enough.
So,
So we can look at maybe Tuesday.
Tuesday.
I think it's such a, make sure what goes best for everybody in that.
okay,
I think we got executive session scheduled. Tuesday.
you have the date? You need my phone. Yeah, no, it's not.
Monday is a federal holiday, so keep it in mind.
We originally looked at doing an executive session on Tuesday at 2, if that was gonna work for everybody. So that's what we ended up doing, and there was executive on Tuesday. You guys will have me on Tuesday, and this board hasn't tried to see anything.
So shoot for Tuesday at 2.
We can shoot for that, if that works for everybody. Again, we just need to make sure we get notice up in time when they are, and to Jack's point, Monday, the federal holiday, so that we can, the person, we know this, and we can have it up. So today's Tuesday, so we can have it out tomorrow.
Today's Thursday.
I'm sorry, let's start, good Lord, thank you, everybody. It's been one of those weeks where I'm blanking the weekend by. So, yeah, we're not gonna be holding.
Yeah,
We'll have
can't be.
8 hours on Tuesday, so yeah, the earliest we could do is Wednesday, or Tuesday, federal holiday.
Okay, I work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So it'll have to be the 29th and 30th. What day are you available?
29th, I can make work any time of day, 30th. Have a break, I can make work any time of day. So yeah, whatever works for you guys to, for the safety board meeting for that day, and then we'll just make sure it gets properly into this, so we
Yeah.
can actually go forward with it.
So. 29th to 30th. No, wait a minute. Because we have to have 30 days, right?
I mean, the issue we're gonna run into there is something you said, we're gonna have timing issues all of them, no matter what the meetings. Separately. That's good. So you have to have a. We're not going to point through that, have survey by. If we have to have the actual by the side. we need to have a safety board meeting sometime next week on. And we have Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And then that pretty much tie us into, as we, we've gotten. I know it's same thing with the public notices, that notice that goes out for that has to have the date.
Okay, so a safety meeting on the 21st at 8. Because it shouldn't take long.
Yeah, because it's literally solely for the purpose of setting a date and time. And it
So
is special.
January 20th, or January 20th at 8 p.m.
I may have to be on the phone with one of my other town representatives having their regular meeting at 6:30 that night. If they run long, I have to be on the phone with you. Special meeting.
Okay. Okay, so safety meeting, January 20th at 8. And that would give you time for service.
Correct. Yeah.
And then, but then we would have to have it 2 weeks after that, right?
And yeah, at least 2 weeks after that. So that night, then they're a day, 2 weeks after, at least 2 weeks after that, no later than the 7th. There's no later than the 7th.
So I'm trying to see if that'll. So then we can plan on the 2nd or the 3rd.
What's our board meeting that week?
The 3rd.
So we would have, if we're having a safety meeting on the 21st, set the date. It would have to be, the agreement would then have to be on the 4th and 5th. That's 2 weeks out. But after you guys pick which of those 3 days is best for everybody. And if you need any time today, or any of those days, it has to be one of those 2 days, the 6th.
Work all 3 of those days, so I don't get off till 8 o'clock. And it has to be the 4th, 5th, or 6th.
Because it has to be on 30 days. Yeah. So this is the downfall. Public notice requirements is
Yeah. So we're planning on,
public safety meeting or safety board meeting on the 21st. Then set a date for, that gives you a few weeks to try to figure. Each till Wednesday, try to figure out on the 4th, 5th, and 6th, which of those 3 days works best for you and not possibly. You have to decide on the 21st.
all right, sounds good. All right, so the safety board meeting will be January 21st at 8 p.m. here at the community center. Should be short. There's only 2 things on the agenda. So we'll address those 2 things on the night. And the one was something that we had brought up with Heather about some money.
I remember the kind of mentioning that to me, so, in fact, I think she had sent me a summary email from before she left, kind of summarizing that issue.
Right. Because we had gave them 6 months to do something and nothing's been done on any of those properties.
So I'll pull up the 9 sure for sending me kind of summary email of what the issue was on that, and I can follow up with you guys on that individually. So,
Okay. So we'll get notice posted about that meeting for the safety meeting for the 21st at 8 p.m. And next I have, please comments.
I've been a soldier for 8 years, I was a police officer. DC Army Foundation medals, and started my job in 2011, Harrison County as a corrections officer.
And then we'll fire squad, also going as a police officer in 14. I've got 12 years experience as a police officer. 7 of those years, section supervisor, lieutenant. That's my experience. And 3 years in the county work as well. I'm trying to do now is try to get a little bit of training on at Palmyra, make sure everybody's where they need to be for you all so that they can provide the service that you want. Also trying to raise policies, get some things lined out so that hopefully everything will be smooth sailing from here.
Thanks.
Yes.
Okay. We've been doing patrols.
Yeah, we're waiting on my IDEX certification coming through to Palmyra. So I wasn't able to do that until yesterday.
Okay.
So now I can.
It's something we've been used to for years, and it's something we feel missing. And having those patrols makes a difference. We've had some vandalism in the apartments.
People work here?
Adult people, but when we've had patrols that have cut down, none of this ringing of doorbells and taking off, of course, that's adolescents, but things taken off of porches. But I mean, when Dennis started patrols, we patrolled the evenings during the day, it's all different times, and
I've also got the full-time police officers like me who are willing to come up and reserve and help cover hours too.
okay,
So we'll have,
how many reserves do we have now?
right now we still have 10.
Okay.
10 out maintain everybody in the Senate. And then on top of it, I guess some full-time guys want to come up and donate their time too.
So we should be covered very well.
Thank you.
And then attorney comments.
All right, good evening, everybody. So again, want to just clarify a couple things real quick for you before we dismiss for the night. Part of the reason we didn't have a safety board meeting tonight and what all of that lovely, how the sausage was made discussion just now, trying to figure out dates for stuff, comes down to public meeting notices. Everything that your town board does for you, they're a public agency. It has to be done in conformance with public meeting laws. That includes little things like make sure our notices are done exactly right. And so as the town attorney, whenever I get notified that the notice might not be done correct, I then have to go to one of them and say, hey, can you show me the notice you actually put up so I can look and see if this complies with the statute fully? And if I get made aware that it didn't, then I have no choice but to advise them that we can go forward with something, and then it potentially throws a wrench in the gears. So for example, the safety board had a couple of things that it really needed to take care of tonight. Couldn't do that because the notice got posted at town hall, didn't see anything about there being a safety board meeting tonight, so now we're having to scramble and find a new date. And again, problematic because those are issues that really need to be addressed, one of which has a ticking clock on it. We all know what it is. We're gonna not talk too much about that right now because that's gonna have its day down the road. We're gonna try to do better about that. We're setting up monthly executive sessions with me and the board that makes sure that as we get ready for these meetings, we're going over the agenda, we're going over issues like that. And it gives me the opportunity to help make sure that I'm aware of issues that I can help educate the board about and say, hey, these are things that maybe you didn't know you needed to be doing that will hopefully help us avoid pitfalls like this going forward. So we want to try to make sure that the town's running as efficiently, effectively as possible so that things like this aren't happening on a regular basis. I know stuff like this happens. It's, like I said, it's never going to happen again, but we are trying to make sure that this is done right, and it's very important, as we've seen tonight, if things aren't going to be done right, then they're not going to be done, because it's important that we do it the right way, because that's what you guys do. So.
And all our meetings are posted, the newspaper puts them out. The newspaper, I sent notice of all the meetings to the newspaper. They're on Facebook, they're on the town website, they're on the door. So there are multiple places.
Yep, and it would have made our lives a lot easier if Indianapolis had amended the law like they were thinking about last summer. They were going to create just a nice, simple public notice website for everybody that would have been a one-stop shop to go to for all things public notice. That law did not pass last year, not sure what happened. So we're still left with the law that says what it says, which basically requires that what we put up at town hall, even with all that extra stuff that Deborah said, which is above and beyond and makes your lives very convenient. At the end of the day, it's what's posted at town hall that controls under the statute. And so that's always what I have to tell them, hey, I need a picture of what's posted at town hall, and if you can't give me a picture of town hall that complies with statute, I gotta tell you there's no choice, but you can't go forward with X, Y, and Z. So, like I said, I apologize if that causes any confusion, if that causes any frustration. It certainly causes us frustration. I know anytime I've told Deborah, I can't let you go forward with something tonight, I am sure that she would love to be able to take the word marshal can't find us and beat the crap out of me. But, one, thankfully, we have a really good marshal, and two, Debbie has enough patience not to do that. So, Julie.
I just have a question. I'm sorry, where are the minutes posted? Is that on the town website?
The minutes,
The minutes from the meetings?
the minutes from the meeting
Yes.
are in a book at town hall.
And that's another one that,
And
Are
we
they,
don't post, we never have posted the minutes.
Readily available anytime you want to stop by town hall.
They're
we've requested hours, but we haven't gotten them.
during office
Get in
hours,
your
yeah.
office hours.
she submitted on, one of the things on public records request is,
We emailed you to request that, the minutes of some of the things you all have approved about our project, so we just haven't seen those. So I don't know if they were on the town website, maybe I missed it, because I'm tech challenged.
have Marion follow up with me. One of the issues with that same thing there is it was not, I've had to double check. I don't think that amendment went through to require posting of that stuff. It's just got to be generally available. It's literally.
Generally available is in a binder.
Literally a paper.
Yeah,
We still live in a state that says public notice, everybody can be publishing in the newspaper on a whole lot of stuff. And how many of us still get the newspaper and actually flip to that public notice section and actually read that extremely small print in that section? Like I said, it's why I really wish they had passed that statute last year when they did it. So unfortunately, I tell people a lot, it's the law, as fast as citizens in society do. That being said, Julie, if that's something, frankly, I may just miss an email from that.
I did.
So have Mary follow up with me, like I said, just email her to follow up on Monday. So if there is something that I just want to get you guys copies of minutes, I will do what I can to get those from Jack and get those over to you. I know we want to try to look into anything we can do. Obviously, budget's constraining us on some of that stuff as well. I've tried to advise the town from a legal standpoint what their requirements are, but then always, as a lawyer, I tell people my job is to give you advice that may go beyond legal to make your life easier. So that's why I ask questions about like the YouTube channel and stuff like that, because that's the strict legal requirement is to make something available streaming for free to you that you don't have to provide access to. But then having a channel that you guys can go to just makes your life so much easier because everybody knows YouTube. Everybody's probably got a YouTube app on their phone sitting here tonight. We could put it on our own service, we could put it on a different, but that just makes your life easier. So that's always what I'm gonna try to do for you guys. Appreciate all of you. If you got any questions, come grab me after the meeting.
and all our ordinances and stuff that she's talking about, the ordinances she was requesting, they're in town hall, they're available, you just have to request them, but we're also putting them on American Legal. And so all of them have been sent to them. They're working on it. I think
They've got a couple things that I've got to review, and then once I've got a chance to review those, at that point in time, basically it comes to you guys for final approval, and then it goes live. And that's a free service to you
the
guys.
free service,
Sign
we're
for
gonna
it.
have to pull it all up.
It's literally you'll be able to go to Google and say Palmyra, Indiana ordinances, and they'll all be publicly freely available for all of you, and will generally get updated within about a week or two of us passing ordinance and American legal. So it's a really great service. Takes us a while to get it up and running, but once it's up and running, it's fantastic. And again, as far as those of you who are concerned about, does Palmyra have an ordinance about X, Y, or Z, will make your life a lot easier.
Yeah. All right, I think that's everybody. Motion to adjourn at 7:30 PM. Make that motion. Meeting adjourned. All right, you.
I just, I'm kind of curious on what it's doing there.
See you.